What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Let's be real. Who doesn't dream of stumbling upon a gold mine? Well, some people actually did, but not in the way you might think. Forget digging for gold. They struck it rich by investing in things they were passionate about. I'm talking about turning hobbies into millions. We're about to dive into 10 incredible stories of unconventional investments that turned ordinary people into millionaires. We're talking about everything from domain names to vintage toys, and trust me, these stories are going to blow your mind. Our first story takes us back to the early days of the internet, a time when most people didn't even know what a website was, let alone their value. This is the story of a young entrepreneur, let's call him Mark, who saw the potential in owning a piece of this digital real estate. Mark understood that as more and more businesses moved online, having a catchy, memorable domain name was going to be crucial. So, he started snatching up domain names, not just any names, but names he believed would be incredibly valuable in the future. He focused on short, brandable names related to emerging industries. Now, this wasn't about getting rich quick. Mark held onto these domain names for years, patiently waiting for the right opportunity, and guess what? His patience paid off big time. One of his domains, a name related to e-commerce, ended up selling for a life-changing amount, multiple 7 figures. Mark's story is a testament to the power of foresight and patience in the world of investing. Remember those gross-out sticker cards from the 80s? The ones your parents probably told you were a waste of money? Yeah, those garbage pail kids turned out to be anything but garbage for some savvy collectors. We're talking about people who held onto those sticker albums, maybe tucked away in attics or basements, completely unaware they were sitting on a gold mine. See, what happens with collectibles, especially those tied to a specific generation's nostalgia, is that their value can skyrocket over time. As those kids grew up, started earning their own money, suddenly those childhood memories became highly sought after. And because these cards weren't exactly treated like precious artifacts, many were lost or damaged, making the ones in good condition incredibly rare. That's how you get a single pristine garbage pail kids card selling for tens of thousands of dollars. This is a prime example of how something seemingly worthless can appreciate in value thanks to the power of nostalgia and scarcity. Now, this next story is a perfect blend of luck and an eye for hidden value. Imagine going to a flea market, browsing through dusty old paintings, and stumbling upon what you think is a charming but ultimately ordinary landscape. You buy it for a few bucks, hang it up at home, and forget about it. That's what happened to one lucky individual until they decided to do a little research. Turns out, that ordinary painting they picked up was actually an early work by a renowned artist, someone whose pieces now sell for millions. This story highlights the importance of keeping an open mind and being curious. You never know when you might stumble upon a hidden gem, whether it's a piece of art, a rare book, or even a vintage piece of furniture. The key is to do your research, educate yourself, and be open to the possibility that there might be more than meets the eye. Who knows, you might have $1 million masterpiece hanging in your living room right now. Okay, this one's for all the Lego enthusiasts out there. We all know someone who was obsessed with Legos growing up, spending hours building elaborate creations. But did you know that this childhood passion could actually pave the way to becoming a millionaire? That's exactly what happened to some forward-thinking Lego fans who recognized the investment potential of these colorful bricks. We're not just talking about keeping those Lego sets in pristine condition, although that certainly helps. These investors were strategic, focusing on limited edition sets, rare minifigures, and themes that were likely to increase in value over time. And as it turns out, the secondary market for Lego is massive. Retired sets, especially those tied to popular franchises like Star Wars or Harry Potter, can fetch astronomical prices online. So the next time you see someone meticulously sorting their Lego collection, they might just be building their future fortune, brick by brick. Now, this next story is straight out of the future, but it's happening right now. We're talking about the metaverse, a digital world where people can interact, socialize, and even own property. While it might sound like something out of a sci-fi movie, virtual real estate is becoming a very real investment opportunity. Early adopters, those who recognize the potential of this emerging technology, are buying up virtual land, developing it, and even renting it out. Just like in the physical world, we're talking about virtual concerts, virtual shopping malls, even virtual homes. all existing within these digital landscapes. And just like with physical real estate, location is key. The more desirable the location within the metaverse, the higher the value. Some of these virtual properties are selling for millions, proving that the lines between the digital and physical worlds are becoming increasingly blurred. Comic books have always held a special place in the hearts of collectors, but for some, they've become a life-changing investment. We're talking about those rare, highly sought-after issues that can fetch astronomical prices at auction. Take, for instance, Action Comics #1, the first appearance of Superman. A copy in near-mint condition sold for millions of dollars, becoming one of the most expensive comics ever sold. The value of these comics is driven by a combination of factors: rarity, cultural significance, and condition. The older the comic, the fewer copies are likely to exist, especially in good condition. And when you're talking about iconic characters like Superman, Spider-Man, or Batman, their cultural impact only adds to the allure and value. So if you happen to have a box of old comics stashed away in the attic, it might be time to dust them off and do some research. For car enthusiasts, classic cars are more than just vehicles. They're works of art, symbols of a bygone era. But beyond their aesthetic appeal, vintage cars can also be incredibly lucrative investments. We're talking about those meticulously maintained, rare models that appreciate in value over time. Think classic muscle cars, vintage sports cars, or even rare luxury vehicles. The key here is to know what to look for. Collectors often focus on factors like rarity, originality, and provenance. A car with a documented history, especially if it was owned by a celebrity or has a racing pedigree, can command a premium price. Of course, owning and maintaining a vintage car collection requires a significant investment of both time and money. But for those with a passion for automobiles, it can be a rewarding way to combine a hobby with the potential for significant financial gain. Now let's talk about the world of cryptocurrency, a decentralized digital currency that's been making waves in the financial world. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dogecoin, these are just a few of the names that have become synonymous with the crypto craze. While investing in cryptocurrency can be incredibly volatile, it's also created a new generation of millionaires, almost overnight in some cases. Early adopters who recognized the potential of blockchain technology and invested early on have seen their investments skyrocket in value. However, it's important to remember that the crypto market is still relatively new and highly speculative. It's crucial to do your research, understand the risks involved, and never invest more than you can afford to lose. This next story is a perfect example of how sometimes being in the right place at the right time can lead to unexpected riches. Imagine accidentally misspelling a popular website address and ending up on a blank page. Most people would just try again, but not this person. They saw an opportunity. This savvy individual quickly registered that misspelled domain name, realizing that others might make the same mistake. And they were right. As it turned out, that misspelled domain name was attracting a significant amount of traffic from people who were trying to reach the actual website. This accidental domain squatter was able to capitalize on this traffic, either by selling the domain name back to the original website owner or by using it to generate advertising revenue. It's a classic case of turning a mistake into a profit, and a reminder that sometimes the best opportunities come when you least expect them. Our final story takes us into the world of sports memorabilia, where signed jerseys, game-worn equipment, and rare trading cards can be worth a fortune. We're talking about those die-hard fans who understand the historical significance and emotional value attached to these items. Take, for instance, a mint-condition Honus Wagner baseball card, one of the rarest and most valuable sports cards in existence. It sold for millions of dollars, setting a new record in the world of sports collectibles. The value of sports memorabilia is often driven by the legendary status of the athlete, the rarity of the item, and its condition. A game-worn jersey from a championship game or a signed rookie card of a future Hall of Famer can appreciate significantly in value over time. But it's not just about the big-ticket items. Even seemingly mundane items, like ticket stubs from historic games or programs from championship events, can become valuable collectibles over time. So there you have it, 10 mind-blowing investments that prove you don't need to be a Wall Street whiz to build wealth. Sometimes it's about following your passions, spotting opportunities, and having the courage to take a chance. Remember, the most important investment you can make is in yourself. Keep learning, stay curious, and who knows, you might just stumble upon your own path to financial freedom. What's the craziest investment you've ever heard of? Share your stories in the comments below.